Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 2 of the Matt Pod. Hope y'all been doing alright amongst the chaos of whatever the hell the weather is, which I'd like to point out that technically, I was not wrong. I was half and half. The right half being, yeah, there was a wintry storm, technically. But, I mean, they said there's going to be a shit ton of snow. Some places got a shit ton of snow. Some places got a bunch of ice. So, am I right? Am I wrong? I don't know. This video is brought to you by RC Cola. Alright. Now, I did learn something the other day. When the country is in the middle of being snowed in and iced in and all that good jazz, don't go on Call of Duty. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because, see, I am just, I guess you just call it a casual player. I don't go, when I'll go to work when I work, come back, but I might play Call of Duty. I might be trying to win Tennessee a national championship in college football 26. I may be trying to win a Cup Series championship for myself. Hell, I could be playing Forza now that they've announced Forza Horizon 6. And that made me want to play Horizon 5 again because I hadn't played it in a couple months. Several months, actually. But that's besides the point. So, when people like me who are I have good game, I have bad game, my, kill to death ratio is a literal Morgan Wallen song. It is going up, down, alright? So then if you're like me, and then you decide to go on there in the middle of this, because you're like, hey, what the heck, I'll play some Call of Duty, I'll go on Spotify, let me turn on the playlist, whatever playlist I'm feeling right now. Maybe I'll let DJ X go on, he's going to give me some tunes. Are they going to be good? Maybe. Are they going to be bad? Also maybe, because sometimes he tries to get you to listen to stuff you don't like, and sometimes that stuff is really bad in my case. But anyways, next thing you know, you go from mildly optimistic, the risk you're taking, and the next thing you know, you are again quoting a Morgan Wallen song, except this time you are screaming at a TV that ain't got ears, because you're just getting it from every which direction. And that's not fun. So then you eventually get sick of it and go play some other game because you're tired of being, things that you probably can't even say. Because the way it goes is you have the people who just don't touch the grass, and that's all they do is they play Call of Duty like nonstop, and they're extra fucking good. So this doesn't really apply to them. They're over here, they're already destroying everybody. And this is aside from like the league people, and the people that actually go playing ranked. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the people that go in casual lobbies, destroy the freaking piss out of everybody continually. We're talking about them, okay? We're throwing them to the wayside. We're throwing them over here. We're slinging them over there. See, this is for the people who kind of play when they can, but when they do, they're actually really freaking good. And then they proceed to be stuck indoors. And they're like, I'll fucking hop on Call of Duty. I can't go out and drive. There's too much ice, too much snow. I can't go anywhere. We're stuck. So let me go make me a grilled ham and cheese sandwich and a Mountain Dew and some Doritos. We'll sit here. We'll play some pew pew pew. Okay. And the next thing you know, they've somehow gotten even better. They're just fucking going. And then there's the me people who are like, anywhere from here to here. Well, I'll say here to here. depending on the map and depending on the gun you were trying to use for whatever purpose. We just get it up the butt. Really, that's all it really is. It's not pretty. You'll have a good game, and then God, that next one. That next one is bad. I mean, this is how bad that it'll be. Some of y'all might have heard this song by Ella Langley called "Choosing Texas," and that song just it scratches your brain the right way, and you just, you know, if you're into it, you are just into it. You're sitting there, you're vibing, you're singing along. You know, you're doing your little shimmer while you're trying to, you know, do good. And the next thing you know, bam, you start losing your damn mind. You start screaming at the damn TV. And the next thing you know, you're drinking your drink, you're out of drinking, you need a refill. It's just a mess doing that. And then you just say fuck it and we go play something else. That's that. That's just the way that is. And you know, I learned my lesson. Will I probably do it again? Yeah. So I guess technically no, I didn't learn it. But that's besides the point. Who knows? I might hop on after I get done recording this podcast. And I might throw on some music. Actually, I will throw on some music. Who the hell am I kidding? I gotta have music when I'm playing Call of Duty. It don't matter if I'm listening to country, rock and roll, hippity hoppity. Alright. I gotta listen to something. Now the concerning part is I do really good when I'm listening to the Beach Boys. Now I don't know if that's got something to do with, you know, the part of history where they were, you know, hanging out with Charles Manson. But I do good when I'm spinning that little Beach Boys vinyl around and around and around. It don't make sense to me. That's just the way it is. I don't know. Maybe there's some psychological thing to it. I don't know. When speaking of music, right? So, the combination of Morgan Wallen, Hardy, who else was it? Tim McGraw and Eric Church. I'll drop some cryptic freaking artist posts, because, you know, artists, you know, when they like to, when they're going to release a new album or something, you know, they'll put like this lightly designed like background with like either a name or like a date on it or something. And it's just understood that, hey, you know, my favorite artist is probably going to drop an album on, and, you know, this is either the name of the album, this is the date that it comes out, whatever it may be. But when 4 people drop something at the same time, that's when you start to think, okay, some kind of collab. But here's where it gets interesting. Each of these posts all had a different name on like the little cover art background, and 3 out of the 4 had a birth date and a death date along with this name of MacArthur, right? And like the dates listed on there, it's like JFK's assassination, MLK's speech, like some shit is on these dates. If you go and look them up, there's something going on with these dates, and they're up to something. I don't know what y'all up to, but they are up to something. They gotta be. Maybe it's like a Highwayman kind of deal. Like back in the day, you had the Highwaymen. You know, Willie Nelson, Waylon, Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson. Maybe they're doing something like that. I don't know. Will it be interesting to see what they do? Yeah. You know, to see how maybe these dates and stuff that they tie in, you know, to the song or songs that, you know, could be happening here. You know, there's something going on that I think is going to be a little bit deeper, potentially, than, you know, than what we're just looking into it. Because looking into it, you know, that's already some deep stuff. You know, with the MLK and JFK, a lot of K's in here. I was going to say MacArthur, but that ain't got a K in it. That's That's double C's. Double C's, you know. But it's going to be interesting, I think, to see what they put out whenever they put it out, and if they post anything else between this time and that time, you know, as maybe another clue as to what maybe they're maybe doing, or if they're just going to like find the date, get done with it, and just drop it like a freaking, I don't know, something that you drop it like it's hot. I don't know. It's definitely going to be one of those things going to be interesting to see what happens when we get there, when we get to that date. And just really interesting. Now, next here, I would like to say there is a certain somebody at Ford that I would like to just slap upside the head. And for very good reason. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would probably like to slap somebody at Ford Motor Company upside the head. But, you know, I got my reason here. I got my reasoning as to why I would like to, you know, this would be. So, I got a 2006 Ford Taurus, which is front wheel drive. Okay, which means the engine is turned sideways, which means they probably had to do some extra engineering and type shit to figure out where we're going to stick every other little part up under this car. Right? Because I'm pretty sure for the most time, Ford was making, you know, anything. Four-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive. They hadn't really, you know, gotten to the front-wheel drive probably, I'd say, until they maybe started doing a little bit of rally stuff, like with the old Ford Escorts or whatever. But anyways, right? Back to the Taurus. Now, so you know, it's been a good car. It's been solid. You know, I had a patch of ice doing 85 in that fucking thing. Freaking, you know, Bo Duke the fucking, you know, the damn ditch in the damn thing, busted up a bunch of shit. Got it replaced. You know, we got fucking hitting the left rear door by a fucking, I'm pretty sure it was a squatted truck. It was definitely an F-250. Definitely an F-250. But anyways, that's besides the point, alright? So, when they were engineering this thing, some genius decided, I'm assuming this is the engineering department, they decided to stick the oil filter above the starter. So you got oil filter, you got starter. Now, what does that mean? Okay, well, you drive along, you hit some bumps on your daily commute, da-da-da-da-da. You know, maybe that old filter loosens up a little bit or something. You know, maybe a little bit of that old, dirty motor oil gets out. Next thing you know, it starts dripping on down the old damn starter. Alright? And then what happens? All that fucking motor oil that's coming up out of there has decided it's going to get into the starter in the worst possible way, and the next thing you know, you're on your you wake up, you go, all right, time to get ready for work. Do. Get in the car, stick my key in, and then you turn that key, and then just nothing happens. You do it again, nothing happens, just nothing. And that's because that motor oil that has dripped down into the starter has fucked up all the little gears and shit in there that needs to move and whatnot. And the next thing you know, your starter's done. I have had this car for 4 freaking years. I have had to replace a starter every 4 years I've had this damn thing. Because some idiot at Ford decided this was a good idea. Come on. There's no way that dumb sumbitch either didn't know what he was doing, or was like, hey, if we do this, it's going to be inconvenient as a motherfucker, but for a period of time while we're still manufacturing these damn things, they're going to be coming to us, at least some of the people that, aren't mechanically sound, and they're going to be like, hey, I need you to fix this. My shit's broke. Alright? I need a new starter, blah, 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 whatever the fuck. Whatever the deal is. Like, I think the longest the starters lasted on that damn car is maybe a year and a half. And then just like that. Boom. Done. Car ain't cranking. Gotta take the truck. Gotta take the truck. Which ain't nothing wrong with the truck. Truck's fucking 30 years old. And it still runs perfectly. Which, all this has got me thinking, you know what? Maybe it's time for a replacement. And so this really just needs about 3 requirements, alright? The new one does. 1, this thing has got to be rear wheel. I'm sick of the freaking front wheel drive, everything being turned sideways and shit, and I need something just normal, alright? Just give me something normal. And 2, it needs to be an American car, alright? American car company. I'm talking Ford, Chevrolet, Dodge, shit, Buick, Pontiac. I don't care if the company's fucking dead, been dead for years. But, see, at this point, me buying a foreign car would be like if Nick Saban had went to coach the Tennessee Volunteers. That's the level of, because it's mainly just Toyotas. We are in a fucking feud. We are in a feud, which, oddly enough, most of my NASCAR guys also have had problems with Toyotas, which is kind of a weird, like, little, satellite link-up kind of deal there. But, okay, what's the deal here? The guys I'm watching race on TV, my guys that are driving Chevys and Fords, they're having shit happen to them by guys driving freaking Toyotas. And I'm out here on the road, and they're just doing dumb shit that's either, like, trying to, I don't even know what it is. Like, they're trying to hit me or something, or they're doing shit that might get me hit. It's just a whole fucking mess. I don't know what the deal is. And if it ain't a Toyota, it's probably some dumbass in an Altima, which, to be fair, from what I've heard from others, y'all Altima drivers are just as bad. But anyways, y'all get the point. Like, I ain't swinging that way. I'm gonna avoid it like you would avoid, I don't know, like something you would just naturally avoid. I don't know. Like, say a pothole if you got a car that's, like, lower to the ground by, you like a 1/4 inch up off the ground or something. You're gonna avoid that damn pothole. Or, like, if, I don't know. Y'all get the point. I'm avoiding these foreign cars, and part of that may also be due to some of the horrid engineering tales I have heard of them, and I also really don't want to drive something that's got a 4-cylinder, and chances are it's probably got a 4, and I don't want that. I gotta have V6 to V8. That's just the way it is. Which, speaking of, now, I've been thinking about the replacement options, right? And I also don't want it to be like too new. Like, it's got, like, I need that thing to be older, so I can just skip all that computer shit. All that wiring and shit just gets in the way. Like, my car is a 06, right? And I already have enough problems getting my hand in places, whereas in the truck that was made in 1994, I don't have those problems. You just you open that damn hood, you go where the hell you need to go, and it might be a pain in the ass to get that fucking bolt off there with a damn wrench, or that nut off there with a wrench, but by God, with a little bit of WD-40, and or brake cleaner, or some kind of auto lubricant, by God, you're going to get that thing off. It might be a pain in the ass, but it's going to be a pain in the ass for a different reason. Whereas, this car, which, again, it's only a 2006, I can't get my hand in half the damn places I need to get it. right? So there's also that. Like, I guess got a little bit of computer shit tied in there and all this other crap. And it's just, it's in the fucking way. And damn, engines turn sideways and I can't get the shit. And I'm done with it. Done with it. Now, here's the thing. While looking for these replacements, I have found that, like, obviously, there's like a set, kind of deal that's like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. This is the type of shit I'm looking for. Okay, we're cool. Now, I am very easily persuaded by anything NASCAR. Okay, right? Like, for instance, Denny Hamlin, sponsored by FedEx. I fucking hate Denny Hamlin. I would prefer if the shit I order does not come from FedEx. Preferably, alright? Back in the day when Kyle Busch was sponsored by M&M's, I hated fucking Kyle Busch. I didn't want to buy a fucking pack of M&M's or Skittles or anything that was on that fucking number 18 Toyota. Okay? Now, and also Jeff Gordon, he was sponsored by Pepsi, so I didn't want to drink a fucking Coke. I didn't want to drink a Coke. My jeans that I wear, Wrangler, do it for Dale, number 3. But anyways, back to the kind of thing we're getting to here. So the other day I got a shipment from Whatnot, and this is like the day before all the ice and snow really fucking hit. Like there might have been a little bit, but like the mail was still running, you know what I'm saying? And so most of my older cars that I have acquired in my 1/24 scale collection have all come from Whatnot, which basically, if you don't know what Whatnot is, it is this website where you can, there's an app. But anyways, you go in there and it's like auctions. You select a show, you type in what you're looking for, what you collect, and then you go on there and you hit a show and like you kind of just sit there and watch. And if you see something you like, you'll bid on it, up until you maybe either you get outbid and like you're like, hey, I don't want to spend that much money on that, I got to think about shipping and handling and all this other stuff. But, anyways, that's basically what Whatnot is, and I've gotten a lot of cars off of Whatnot and have gone into my collection here that I've gotten, I've got like a freaking little table thing. It's got a bunch of them spread across. I got a little mini shelf with 4. I got a 4-tier shelf that I got from Harbor Freight, which, by the way, is a great shelf. It's got 4 different tiers, and I'm usually mainly using that for my collections that I have. Like, if I have, like, 4 of a certain driver, I'll go ahead and I'll put those along that thing there. And, it's also just good for, if I have, like take my Dale Jr. collection, for example. I got 5 cars that I got set on there, and I got 2 Sundrop bottles, because, Dale Jr. Sundrop, there's a partnership there, along with my top shelf, which has Penske cars on it. So it's got 2 Rusty Wallace, a Ryan Blaney, and a Jeremy Mayfield, but it's also got I got a Rusty Wallace Miller genuine draft mirror up on there, right? So, it's very good, and also it was a pretty good price. Obviously, I got a discount there because I work there, but anyways, that's besides the point. It's a good quality shelving piece for, just collecting stuff. Obviously, I collect the NASCAR diecast, and, it's a really just solid piece of shelving and it's got multiple tiers, so I can fit, multiple cars on a shelf. And, it's just real good for that. But anyways, if you collect stuff or whatever, definitely check that. If you got a Harbor Freight near you. And I'm not just saying that because I work there. Like, it is actually a good shelf. Like, it is a solid shelf, and the cars look great up on there. They're set up real nice. But anyways, so back to what I was saying with the car stuff. So I get my package in from Whatnot, and I got 4 cars in this one that I'd won. You got like a Dale Jr. and a Casey Kane car tomorrow, Budweiser, Mountain Dew. And then I also had my 2 Rusty Wallace cars. One was like a 98, like a late 90s Taurus, like the generation before mine, like that Taurus from like the late 90s, maybe super early 2000s. And then my other Rusty Wallace was like a late 80s or early 90s Thunderbird, and that thing is absolutely beautiful to the point, excuse me, where I would, like, I look at that car every day and I'm like, damn, I would love to drive that. Just the body style of that thing just looks so freaking nice. And it makes me just want to go buy, you know, like get the money and then go buy a fucking old Thunderbird, because, I mean, hell, it meets the requirements. All right. Ford Motor Company, USA, right? American Car Company. And then you also have the fact that it's old. It's not new. It ain't got all this computer shit in it. Like, I have an FM adapter, and that's what I do. I get in my car, I plug my FM adapter in, Bluetooth, Spotify, boom. All good. And I got CDs and shit too. Alright, so musically in the car, I am set. I am set as can be as far as all that goes, right? Just completely set. And I guarantee you the sumbitch is not front wheel drive. I can almost guarantee you that fucking shit. Cause that, I mean, that, I'm done with it. I preferably don't need it no more. But that Thunderbird is freaking beautiful. It's a good looking shape. And that's from, you know, back when the car still somewhat, you know, kind of resembled the actual cars that they were putting out on the market for the consumers to go buy. You know, and we've obviously steered way the hell away from that as a sport. But, you know, it's like, damn, that's a good looking car. It's a good looking car. I mean, come on. You gotta keep sipping on that RC there. That is some good stuff right there. Which, speaking of, so yesterday is for my first time, like, actually getting out since this whole storm. You know, it's kind of, you know, the roads where I live are usually like the last to get really good, solid done. So it's kind of dangerous if you go out here and you're in the wrong kind of vehicle. But went out to Dollar General because we only had one can of soda left, right? And, you know, I'm looking at all the different sodas and that they carry in the Dollar General, and they have Cherry RC. Now, why in the hell can I not go to Walmart and get a damn 12-pack of Cherry RC? All right, I would like to try that personally. I would love to go and try that. Because, you know what? I like drinking my RC Cola. And hell, I like cherry-flavored sodas like Cherry Coke, fucking Cherry Pepsi. Like, what's up with that? Why ain't Walmart got that shit? Why is it that Dollar General is the only place that I can see that I have been to that has this drink? Like, Dollar General is the last fucking place I'm thinking of that's going to have specialty shit. I think they might have had that, like, Pineapple Mountain Dew, the Maui Blast or something or another, which that was actually pretty good. I ain't had one of those in a minute. And that's saying something, because I don't do a lot of pineapple shit. Like, I'll do like a, what do they call it? Like a tropical punch. That's the closest I'm getting towards the pineapple. You know, that's the closest I'm getting to the pineapple. As far as stuff, it's not my thing. I'm not a pineapple person. Keep it off your pizzas. Alright, please keep it off your damn pizzas. Which, speaking of pizza, alright, Little Caesars has got this new thing. And it's got, you get like two like, they're like squares of Chicago deep dish pizza. Chicago deep dish pizza, right? The Little Caesar version. And then you got like 4 of the cheesy sticks, right? Which it looks good, and the crazy thing is, it's like $4 freaking. Or 5 or something. I guess after taxes it's probably 5 something. I'd have to take a guess. But it's like, what the hell? So you're telling me, Little Caesars, that y'all got the slices and deep dish, whatever the hell they're fucking calling it, slices and something, or not slices, They're calling it something. Whatever the hell Little Caesars has got this thing going. This is cheaper than a hot and ready pizza. It is cheaper than the Italian cheese bread. Both of those, where I live, there's like $6.49. Like $6 damn dollars. Now, is it good? Yeah. And I'm speaking as the pizza and the cheese sticks, which, I mean, these usually don't last after a day. They get eaten. That's just the way it is. But anyways, like, I wanted somebody explain to me the math there. Now, as far as pizza, if I'm really, if I want pizza, I'm going the Papa John's route. That's my kind of pizza. They got some good customization options. You can get the Alfredo sauce instead of the regular red sauce. And sometimes I like doing that, pairing that with the pepperoni and the sausage. It don't love me back, but it's still a good freaking pizza. It is still a damn good pizza. I mean, it's a good pizza. But obviously, Papa John's is like on another fucking price spectrum than Little Caesars. It's on a whole, you get that, and that's going to run you $16-18, whereas Little Caesars over here is going to be good for about a day, and then maybe a first reheat or something. But anyways, it's on a different level. They're two completely different levels of pizza on two completely different freaking price spectrums. I mean, God, that is crazy. Freaking 16, 18, whatever the dollar amount is for a pizza. But if you are a rewards member, you can get yourself some Papa Dough, and somehow it, as I guess they would say, girl math and or boy maths itself to normality. Because if you buy enough pizza, then you can get like $5 or $10 off your next pizza, something like that. I don't know. It was something like that. I ain't got a Papa John's pizza in a while. Nothing against Papa John's, but my pizza budget has been more on either the Tostino's pizza, like you get the box of 4, or I just say I'm not cooking, so I'm going to Little Caesars, and I'm gonna get me a pizza. Which, oddly enough, Little Caesars does not have any kind of rewards thing. They have deals. You can get deals. I'm pretty sure this is. I may be wrong on some of this. I'm not 100% sure, but like you can get special deals. Like if you spend X amount of money on your pizza, you get whatever for free, or like it's some kind of pizza deal that they got running and have been doing. But I mean, it all depends on your pizza taste. Now, the one pizza joint I don't like is Domino's. I don't know why I don't like Domino's. I just don't like Domino's. That's just the way it is. Domino's ain't for me. It's not my pizza. I'll take a Little Caesars pizza before I take a damn Domino's pizza. And to some of you, that may be a crazy friggin' sentence. I mean, just like we're talking Katy Perry saying she's going to the moon kind of sentence. That kind of sentence right there. Like, there ain't no... Ooh. Like, some of y'all, Little Caesars is like, what is this? This ain't pizza. Well, it ain't meant to be pizza. It's supposed to be affordable. That's Little Caesars. Little Caesars is supposed to be the affordable one that's like, hey, we exist if you ain't got no money, but you really want a pizza. That's what Little Caesars is. Which, speaking of Little Caesars, them little desserts they got, those things, just don't bother with it. Just go wherever and go get you a little dessert. Hell, go to the freaking Walmart bakery or Ingles bakery, whatever you got. Whatever, grocery store, you can get you some little brownies or some cookies, or just make the shit yourself. Get you, if you know how to bake all that shit from scratch, go ahead, do that. If not, just get you a box of Duncan Hines or Betty Crocker or whoever makes the box stuff. Hell, if you want, get you some Dolly Parton. She's got baked goods in a box now, which is a crazy sentence. But it does exist. I mean, if you go to the store and you go to the freezer section, I mean, Gordon Ramsay's got frozen freezer shit now. Gordon Ramsay, of all people. You know how much he has yelled at people on TV for, boxed shit? And now he's over here. He's got Gordon Ramsay's blah, blah, blah frozen dinners. Guy Fieri's got Flavortown frozen dinners. They got the Yellowstone frozen dinners. Like, it is so freaking crazy to me now. So crazy. Because used to, like, you go to the freezer aisle, right? You're looking at this stuff, and I'm just talking about, like, the regular stuff. I ain't talking about the healthy crap. I ain't talking about all that health crap. I'm talking about you go in there, you see you have the Hungry Man meals, you have the banquet meals. Which, them banquet meals, I ain't gonna lie, them things are pretty good. And then you have the freaking kid cuisine ones, right? You got kid cuisine for your kids, right? You got kid cuisine for the kids with that little penguin on it. Get your little dessert. In there you had your little brownie, your little chicken nuggets, your mac and cheese. And then you had your banquet meals. And then you had like the Hungry Man. That was the big three back in the day. Now we coming out with all this thing. All these TV personalities got all their little TV dinners. And that's not even the worst part about grocery shopping now. The worst part is the cereal aisle. Because why do we feel the need to have, we got 4 different fucking Fruit Loops. We got like chocolate cinnamon toast crunch now, which I ain't gonna lie, sounds pretty fucking good. A million kinds of Cheerios. By God, there is a million freaking Cheerios now. If you have a main line of cereal, there's a good chance there is at least 5 different flavors now. At least. And I swear they got this idea from Captain Crunch. There is no way that they did not get this idea from Captain Crunch, because you looked at Captain Crunch back and you had regular Captain Crunch, which that stuff was like glass on the roof of your mouth. Then you had Oops All Berries, you had Frankenberry, you had the Count Chocula shit, which I'm pretty sure might have all been in the same little like group of like family of cereal. So now we got like all these different cereals. And it amazes me as to why we got all these different cereals. Like, God. And it's all marketed towards children. It's all marketed towards children, because you look at the shit like Frosted Flakes, maybe they have a chocolate Frosted Flakes, maybe. I'm assuming that's the thing. I feel like I've seen that for some reason. Hell, if we want a chocolate cereal, we either had some Cocoa Puffs, get some Cocoa Puffs. Those were good. Those were always good. The little Cocoa Krispies, those were good. But then that's the thing with some of these cereals. They're good, but if you leave them in the milk for too long, you got soggy cereal now. Just soggy cereal. I mean, it's just sog. Nothing but sog. And, there's nothing wrong with soggy cereal. But, it's meant to be crunchy. Like Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles, that's better crunchy. There ain't no way you can tell me other. I mean, you might be able to tell me otherwise, but you get the point. But there's so much cereal, there's so much freaking TV dinners we have now, which is like so crazy to me. All the freaking TV dinners we have now, all these little frozen freaking dinners, like it is so crazy the amount that we have now. It's like all these shows that have cooking involved. Like, why does Yellowstone get their own freaking, like, their own little TV dinner shits? Like, y'all got one guy in the show that's, like, known for a cook, and then the rest of it's, like, we're going, like, okay, this is, such and such is such and such. And it's like, wow. Hell, we got fucking Pop-Tarts ice cream now. Think about that. Pop-Tarts ice cream in, like, 3 different flavors. I think the flavors they got the brown sugar cinnamon, I think, in a ice cream sandwich gimmick thing or whatever it is. I think they got one of the berry flavors. They might have 2 berry flavors. I'm not 100% sure. But we have Pop-Tart ice cream now. If I want a Pop-Tart, I'm just going to get a regular damn Pop-Tart. I'm going to get like, I don't know, strawberry, raspberry. Really just one of the berry ones. Those are honestly the best ones. Though that the blueberry lemon crumble thing they came out with not too long ago, I think, that was good. That was a really solid Pop-Tart. And Pop-Tarts have fallen off the last couple of years. But, you know, it at the end of the day, it's still a Pop-Tart. You gonna get a Pop-Tart one way or another. You know. There's no just, oh, there's no changing what a Pop-Tart is. Right? But Pop-Tart ice cream, do we really need this as a society? I don't think we do. Somebody out there has had to have tried this, and I would love to know just what the consensus is. Now, obviously, it's January right now, so ice cream sales are probably down. At least I would imagine. I mean, I know there's some people out there, they still gonna get ice cream whether it's fucking 100 degrees or negative 100. That's just the way it is. Like, they gonna get their ice cream. They gonna get the Ben & Jerry's. They gonna get the Breyers. They gonna get the Mayfield. I think it's Mayfield. They gonna get whatever kind of damn ice cream they want. And it ain't gonna matter what time of year it is, what kind of temperature it is out there. If it is raining, if it's snowing, if it's doing whatever the weather gonna do, they still gonna get that ice cream. I'm not one of those people. You know, I'm gonna wait for it to warm up for me to get some ice cream. Unless I have done something out there and I have just somehow worked and I have just worked up a little bit of a sweat and, you know, I'm kind of warm, then I'm gonna get me some ice cream. But I'm not going for that Pop-Tarts ice cream. If I want something that's like a ice cream sandwich, I'm just gonna get an ice cream sandwich. You know, or maybe I get a Klondike bar. I'm gonna get a Klondike bar over here. Or I'm gonna get me one of them the little baby Ben & Jerry's, because them little things are good. They have got some good Ben & Jerry's flavors. I mean, God, you get the right Ben & Jerry's flavor, you're gonna be hooked up. Will, you know, it probably negatively affect your health because you just decided to eat the whole damn thing in one night? Yeah. But we ain't gonna worry about that. We ain't gonna worry about that portion of the ice cream of the Ben & Jerry's. We gonna sit here and we gonna grab our spoon and we gonna sit there and we gonna eat our damn Ben & Jerry's while we watch whatever we gonna watch. You know what I'm saying? That's just what we gonna do. If it's that ice cream time, we gonna have us some ice cream. But I'm not getting a Pop-Tart. I'm not getting a Pop-Tart ice cream. Now, while we're on the topic of ice cream, the Reese's ice cream, now that is something. And it is oddly not as like sweet, and it's actually really light. I don't know if I got a special kind of Reese's ice cream, but it was Reese's ice cream. And it was pretty solid. Not the best ice cream I've had, but it was ice cream. And I got it because I was like, fuck it. It's Reese's ice cream. It can't be bad. Like, there's no way it's going to be bad. Which it wasn't. It wasn't bad. You know, there's no saying it was bad. It was good. It was a solid ice cream. I'd give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. I probably wouldn't buy it again. Yo, if I'm going down and get me some ice cream, I'm going to get that Ben & Jerry's. Or, I'm going to get me some damn French vanilla. French vanilla, that's my flavor. As far as ice cream goes, like, give me some of that French vanilla from Breyers. Now, granted, Breyers expensive. So, that's why we going the Ben & Jerry's route. I mean, I don't actually know what the price of Ben & Jerry's is in relation to the Breyers, but Breyers last time I checked, that was some expensive shit. You know, we were getting that if we had a little extra money. You know, we were going to get some ice cream. That's what Briars was for me growing up. Briars was that good, you know, that you would get, you know, if the work pay had a little extra in there, you know. But that, you know, that's enough ice cream. It's probably fucking 30 degrees outside. I ain't, you know, that's just gonna be that. But you know, thank y'all for tuning in. That's gonna be it for today. I hope y'all have a good one, and goodbye. Thank you for watching.